Hey there, tennis fans. I'm Grace Carter, and this is Tennis Now, presented by Tennis Express. Tennis Express, ordered today, and it ships today. Quiet, please, is a chair umpire's standard request when he's officiating a tennis match, but now one prominent umpire has been fired for talking. Damian Steiner made history last month as the first Argentinian to chair a Grand Slam final when he was in the high seat for Novak Djokovic's epic Wimbledon win over Roger Federer. Well, weeks after reaching a professional peak, the 44-year-old Steiner was terminated by the ATP because he violated ATP policy by giving a series of interviews about his historic role to various media outlets in Argentina. He was fired on August 15th after the ATP review of those interviews, reports Chris Clary of the New York Times. Damian Steiner is a certified gold badge official, which is the highest status among chair umpires. The ATP told the Times that he was fired for a couple of reasons. First, he failed to seek permission before giving those interviews, and that violates ATP policy. Secondly, even if he had sought and received permission, Steiner talked about topics that are off limits under the rules. Among those topics, he advocated for rule changes. For example, playing let serves or limiting excessive towel use during play and allowing some form of coaching during play. Now, he's admitted, like so many around the world, that he thought Roger Federer would win when he held 2 championship points in the final. To be clear, many of the interviews Steiner gave were primarily about his own experiences on tour and unrelated to rule changes. However, the ATP said that much of the content of Steiner's media interviews were in direct violation of the standard protocol in place, where officials must refrain from discussing specific incidences or matches, individual players, other officials, or rules in the interest of maintaining impartiality at all times. As we tape today's news, we haven't heard Damian Steiner's side of the story, and of course we will bring that to you when we do get it. Though given the fact that he was fired for talking, perhaps he won't be saying a lot right now. And now the case has some calling for chair umpires to be permitted to speak after controversial matches. As you know, Carlos Ramos, the chair umpire in Serena's match against Osaka last year in the U.S. Open, hasn't been allowed to publicly share his side of that story. The U.S. Open says it is striving for more transparency in officiating after that debacle, and to that end, it's going to make officials available to the media in the event of a controversial ruling or a match. However, U.S. Open chair umpires themselves will not be commenting to the media. Instead, U.S. Open chief umpire Jake Garner and the U.S. Open tournament referee will talk on behalf of the chair umpires in the event of any controversy. So here's our question for you. Should tennis be more transparent? Should chair umpires be allowed to publicly speak in the case of some kind of controversial ruling? Or do you think the current ATP rule makes good sense because impartiality and integrity is vital for chair umpires? As always, we love hearing your thoughts on these things. That's a wrap for this time, everybody. I'm Grace Carter. See you next time here on Tennis Now.